You know, Father's Day is around the corner, and if you want to get this for the special man in your life, you know, this might motivate him to do a little bit more around the house. I know it does for me.
Hey, babe.
Hey.
So what's on the agenda for today? What's going on?
Actually, speaking of that, kind of out of supplies, so I need to go to the store real quick and get some stuff, and I'll be right back. But y'all check this out. Look at that. Legit. I don't know if y'all seen that before, but we're right back.
Huh. I thought you were buying supplies.
Damn, look what I got. Look at it.
Oh, so you went to give yourself some supplies.
And look.
Oh wait, those are the other supplies. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you did make a run.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got brushes, some more polyurethane, but so obviously I'm gonna take this inside and we'll show it off. Look at it. 125 cans of beer. That means I don't have to go to the store no more. I fill this thing up once, I don't have to go back out. I don't have to take any beer breaks. So I found the perfect spot. So fortunately, since our house is under renovation, I don't have a man cave yet, but next best spot is by the TV. You want to tell them what it is?
It is a 125 beer froster.
By NewAir. I think this is their new addition to their beer line of refrigerators. And this is kind of like the creme de la creme. If you want to come in and look. Like I've always said, whenever you get something new, you grab the instructions, throw them away because you don't need them. No, I'm just kidding. I'll go back and read it. But I do want to point some stuff out, and I'm going to load this up with beer here in a second. So this is pretty deep, and then it has these adjustable shelves, and as you can see, the front of it is clear, so you can actually see in and know what you have here. And cool feature about the glass is it's heated. So if you ever open refrigerator doors, you know, at the grocery store, and you open the freezer sections or the cool sections, when you open them up, they frost up and then they get foggy. But because this is heated, it won't. So you'll always be able to see what, you know, or when you open it, you'll be able to see clearly in. The cool thing about this specific refrigerator or beer refrigerator is the modes it has. So there's two really cool modes that this refrigerator has that I'm not so sure that I've seen on other refrigerators before. The first one is turbo mode. So if you ever buy beer that's not sitting in the refrigerator at your local beverage store and it's been sitting out and it's warm, you press the turbo mode and it will cool your beer down to 23 degrees within an hour. So that's pretty cool. So as soon as you get it in, load it up, hit the turbo button, hour later, your beer's good to go. Next thing, if you're a socialite, is this party mode. So what that party mode does is it continuously lets the motor run and keep the beer cold. So it doesn't matter how many times you open it, this will keep running to try to keep all the beer at the same stable temperature that it was beforehand. So, and that lasts for 6 hours. So, you know, if your party runs longer than 6 hours, just hit the party mode again and just let it keep running.
Keep on partying.
And then you got the light if you want to come in here. That way you can keep the light on or off. Really cool ambiance if it's, you know, at night. You can see in, and then that way the beers can be like, come get me, get me. After a long day of being the Latino Engineer, it's really nice to relax and, you know, hang out with my buddies, 12 ounces at a time. At first, I thought it was gonna clash with a farmhouse, but it fits.
It's perfect.
It looks beautiful. look at it.
If you want to find out more information about this, we have a special link in the description box below that will take you right to it. And we also have a special coupon code for you guys to save 20% off this beer froster if you also think that you need one of these in your home. Okay, so now that you know the secret behind the Latino Engineer's productivity, let's circle back to what the laundry room used to be. I haven't done an update on this, and I'm sure you guys are all wondering what it kind of looks like and what we've done with it. So if you recall, we had to expand the opening and clean up all that nasty mess, and we decided to pick this tile for the laundry room. And this was a complete family affair where we all kind of pitched in. Now, I did share a more in-depth video of this laundry room transformation and everything we had encountered, so I'll go ahead and leave a link to that in the description box below so you can check it out if you're interested. Now, if you haven't seen this before, this is the mood board that I created for my laundry room transformation, and this is all of the things that I want to incorporate in it. I do share a video on how to make one of these yourself with no expensive software, and I'll link to that video in the description box as well. Since this laundry room was smaller than my last, I knew I needed to be very smart when it came to storage, and I bought this cabinet. I had bought two originally, but I kind of measured wrong, oops, and I only could keep one, but that's okay because it still worked out. And this time I tried my hand at chalk painting this piece. Now, remember that little table that I did a couple weeks ago? I used the same exact chalk paint that I used for that on this cabinet. I have seen many people use chalk paint to paint their cabinets before, and I wanted to test it out. However, I will say that I would not personally recommend it. I prefer my kitchen painting method that I have a complete full video on and share all the details on how to do it. I'm okay with this particular cabinet being painted with chalk paint since it's only one cabinet and it's in my laundry room. But in a kitchen, I just don't think it'll stand the test of time, and the ultimate finish is not as nice as using my tried and true method. I did use Debbie's Design Diaries wax to seal it because I do think it's the best quality wax. However, I did want to have, full transparency here and just let you guys know how I really feel about having chalk painted cabinets versus my emerald painted cabinets. The Latino Engineer installed some oil rub bronze really pretty handles that I purchased, and with the help of my dad, they installed the cabinet in the center of the laundry room area. And since I wanted everything to be nice and symmetrical, I wanted shelves on either side of the cabinet as well as underneath it. So we purchased some shelving brackets from Home Depot. These are actually fairly new. We hadn't seen them before when we purchased them. I will say they're a little bit pricey. However, this is something that's going to be permanent, and we're really wanting a high-end look for this laundry room. So the investment was totally worth it. Plus, we did save a little bit of money by buying unfinished wood and cutting it down and staining it and sealing it ourselves. And in order to save a little bit more money, we used some screws that we already had on hand. They are silver, but I'll be painting over them so that you won't see them. And this is how the laundry room looks right now. We did have to buy a new washer and dryer because our previous ones were too big. And now I'm currently shopping for some storage baskets to put on those shelves, but I'm really happy with how everything is coming along. Okay, so when I was sharing the transformation of our living spaces and bedrooms, you guys were asking me why we were removing the windowsills from the windows. Well, look what we found when we removed one of our windowsills. That's pretty disgusting. That's animal hair right there. How that got underneath the windowsill, I have no idea. But I'm glad we removed the windowsills, and it was part of the plan from the very beginning. See, this is what our windowsills look like before we did anything to them. They were very plain. It was just a windowsill, and there was absolutely no casing around the windows, making them very plain. So, of course, the Latino Engineer was very happy to remove them. I had seen this image on Pinterest and I knew that that's exactly what I wanted to do for my windows. I'll go ahead and link to that specific pin in the description box below in case you guys want to check it out as well. But I immediately fell in love with this design. And if you guys have been following us on Instagram, you might have seen a sneak peek of this already. We did already pick up all of the trim we need to do this. We've just kind of been waiting on our floors to get done. We are on the final stages of the floors, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out because we have several videos coming out for the flooring. And this right here is something you guys haven't seen before. This is the front of our yard, and when we bought this house, it was severely overgrown. And I personally like a very well manicured yard. That's just my preference. So my dad and the Latino Engineer took to cleaning out the yard as soon as we moved in. Of course, we like to call these the machete diaries because my dad loves to get down and dirty with his machete and just clear out stuff. However, it was so much we had to actually hire professionals because we just had too many large and overgrown and super tall dangerous trees. That is my house there you see on the lower left, and that is our backyard, and there was no yard space whatsoever. And just to give you guys a little bit of perspective, here is how tall those trees were. And while this canopy is absolutely breathtaking, we knew some of them have to come down. And this is what we found from some of the trees that we removed. They were already starting to rot from the inside, which poses a huge danger to not only our house, but to ourselves if we're outside. I'll be dedicating a video to our yard because so much has happened and it does not look anything like this anymore. So stay tuned for that as well. I hope you guys like this update and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, adios.